Oh, you're guilty. Alright, welcome back. Season 2 of the Budget Adventure Show. Just got out of work half an hour early, so that's going to really help me get up the road. Time to go find the caravan park now and get ready for the night. Get ready for the night. That's stupid. Ready for the night. So it's just after 6 Saturday morning. The mattress was a comfy option, but unfortunately at about 1 o'clock either someone started singing country music or someone's phone started going off next door. So from 1 till 5ish it was pretty much a light sleep, and by 5:30 I thought bugger it, I'm getting out. One of the things when you get up early, normally up at 4 o'clock during the week anyway, so on the weekend it's hard staying in any longer than that. So getting away an hour 45 minutes earlier than the 7 o'clock departure that I'd planned. So we'll set sail for Ivanhoe. That's the next major town. Next town we're going to go through, aside from Bulligal and One Tree. But we'll head up. There's a pub at One Tree, or the old pub that's out in the middle of nowhere, so I'll go up there and get some photos of that. And yeah, I'm still in my pyjamas. Thought I'm driving, may as well be comfy while I'm driving, so I'm going to stay in my pyjamas in the mornings. And coffee's made, I'll stop somewhere up the road and get changed and make some brekkie. But yeah, we'll get going. And next stop, One Tree. Driving up the main drag of hay. Didn't get a chance to come have a look last night. Got in the caravan park and uploaded some of the footage onto the laptop, so it was backed up. Quite tea. Problem with little caravan parks like that, you're all sort of packed in together. So as you'll see, a lot of the time when I'm filming, I'm by myself because I'm a little bit not embarrassed but nervous, bit of a recluse. So even with the with the drone stuff yesterday, sitting there with the drone there and a car comes past, I'm hiding behind the car, so it doesn't look like I'm out doing something I shouldn't be. Not that I shouldn't be, but you never know. You never know. So yeah, as I said before, nice old white FJ. As I said before, we've got about 210 k's to Ivanhoe. As you'll hear, I didn't do that last night. That's actually the roof rack moving, so I need to when I stop up here for breakfast, I'll get onto that, because that's going to really shit me once we get to the rough stuff with maps. So it's dirt after Ivanhoe. I googled it a while ago and they reckon it was tar all the way from Ivanhoe to Wilcannia, so we're going to find out pretty soon what it's like up here. But I better get some K's under my belt, and yeah, I'll be back soon. Here we are, about half an hour out of hay, and we get to the old One Tree Hotel. Not quite the middle of nowhere, we're about half an hour out, as I said. So you can just imagine this place would have been rocking back in the day, if all the cattle drivers going past and everything else. I wanted to try and get here for night one, just so I could get the sunrise, but staying in hay and get out of there when I did, perfect timing, as you'll see in the drone footage. Just nothing's for as far as the eye can see. You won't be able to see it, but there's some kangaroos over there in the brush. one thing you don't want to be doing is driving around here at dark. But luckily, some roadkill, but none caused by me. So try and keep them away from the front of you the best we can. But it's just so barren out here. Then you get these little patches of trees. They must be on a bit of a water course or something, because you wonder how anything can live out here. But it's a shame. I would have been up for a brekkie beer, but not this time. So One Tree Hotel, good little spot to stop. I'm gonna have some brekkie before I push on, get out of my pajamas, and yeah, we'll push on to Bullagore, then Ivanhoe. So that's One Tree. I didn't get any pyjamas, obviously, but while I was here, just done a quick run around with the sockets, checking wheel nuts, that sort of thing. We haven't got to the corrugations yet, but especially with all the work I've been doing on the front end of this piece of shit, I've had the wheels off several times, so just making sure everything's right there. But yeah, didn't have a chance to go around oils and that sort of thing while we're at the caravan park, just because it was still dark and I wanted to get out there without making as much noise as I could, even though others did during the night. So and I just noticed while I was packing up too, there's a camp, looks like a twin cab cruiser, Hilux or something over there amongst the trees. So they there's a tank over there as well, which is like a dam, but just without actually damming off. Oh, that sun's going to be a pain in the ass. Damming off a valley or depression. So they wanted to go over there in the shade. They've probably been there for a day if they're looking for shade, but you'd have thought you'd camp in front of the pub, but maybe you're not allowed to. Don't know. I'd have to Google it later and get some info. But yeah, so let's we'll keep on going, keep on trucking up the road. Probably bad idea getting so far out of town before checking your oil and waters and that sort of stuff. I've got spare on board anyway, but if you had trouble out here, like I've only, now I can't get full gear. If you have trouble out here, I'm still 180 k's from Ivanhoe, which has only got basic services, so you really want to go back to Hay and get all your stuff from there. But yeah, keep on trucking. It's just so flat. There's nothing for miles, hundreds of miles. I thought I was seeing the hills for Hillston way off, even though it's about 100 k's away. But, that's disappeared now, so I think it was just clouds on the horizon. It's just amazing how flat and barren it is. Even the mirages are playing with my eyes. Out further, it looks like just the ground stops and comes up about 9 feet. I wouldn't be able to show you. It's even bad enough trying to describe it. It just looks like there's a wall of blur, like the Matrix is trying to buffer as I'm moving forward into it at this speed. But yeah, it's just a bad country out here. One good thing about the roads up here too is you haven't got the fences right next to it, so at any point you do want to pull off and pull up for the night, you can get 30, 40, 50, 100 metres off the road, well away from the side of the road, and set up camp. I wouldn't do it when it's wet because I've videos of people pull off when it's been wet, because it's so flat out here, the water sits around for a while. So, but oh, we got some roadkill skip, little skippy. I don't have to be able to see that because of the sun, but little skippy there. So it's some badass stuff out here, I can tell you. Just pulled into Booligal, very little town. I thought the mirage or the matrix rebuffering ahead of me looked like trees, and it actually was the mirage of the trees come out of the horizon. And yeah, we're about to go over a bridge here, so obviously there's a river running through, hence why there's so much trees. But I've seen a couple of work utes drive past while I was at one tree, and they're back there working on the Telstra tower. So phone reception here, good to check in and just let the family know where I am. So if they don't hear from me, they know where my last known location was, because you never know what happens out here. And the riverside, yeah, Lachlan River. So Lachlan River running through Booligal. Some campers down there. The Falcon, next taxi by the looks of it, and a tent. So city slickers or budget adventurers. So not much. Back out onto the highway again. Speed limit out here is 110, so I'm still sitting on me 93. I know that's what I'm using good fuel at, so I'll keep on going up here. I haven't got a thermometer in the car, but we're supposed to get down to about 6 last night. It didn't feel that bad in Hillston, in Hay, but out there in the middle of nowhere at one tree, she felt a bit nippy. So, here we are in the little town of Ivanhoe. About 150 people live here. Although I read an article not too long ago that a lot of towns like this out in the outback are slowly dying just because the young people are moving away and only the oldies are staying put with the houses they own. There is fuel. Here we are at 9:15 on a Saturday morning, and I'm the only car in the main street. Although, as I say, that another car's just pulled on the main drag behind me. She's a ghost town. It's probably been about 15-20 years since I was here last, and not a lot's changed at all. So yeah, we're next stop. We've got another 200 k's to Wilcannia, and yeah, a lot of driving, and a lot of flat open territory. It's get a bit boring, a bit monotonous, but that's what you got to do to get to the good stuff. That's what we've got to do. So we'll push on forward and head for Wilcannia. Last time I was out this way would have been back in 2002, May 2002 to be precise. Doing a supply run out here. A friend of the family had a station out here, what they call ranches out here, farmland. I think there's only a little one, about 26,000 acres, probably about 3,000 sheep running on it, but they made most of their money off goats, catching goats and sending them back to Victoria for slaughter for export. But yeah, got into Ivanhoe. The person I was supposed to meet to exchange all the supplies wasn't there, so then I had to make the hour-and-a-half trek out through the dirt, through the trees and the sands to the station. They call it Crossroads. Got out there, couldn't find the fuel to refuel to get home, and it just turned into a nightmare. This was on the few goats around. There's been dead ones on the road. There's a mob of them out here now. Black and white ones, grey ones, red ones. There's goats everywhere. Also, the feral pigs are pretty bad out here too. They used to drop in to the station from time to time and do a bit of pig hunting. Try and get the pig numbers down for the farmers. But yeah, it's just red, flat. Although we got more timber. Once we get to Ivanhoe, the trees come back, which makes it hard getting around when you're not on the road. But at least from what I've found so far, they have done tar from Ivanhoe to Wilcannia for the 40 k's I've travelled so far anyway. Been sections where you can see the old road off to the side, dirt road, so it looks like, fingers crossed, it's going to be tar all the way to Wilcannia, and that'll make my life a little bit easier. Spoke too soon. I'm hoping this is just bridge work or something. The earthworks either side of the road looked like it'd been done, or the road had been completed a few years ago, a few months ago, but although this looks like it's just going to be a diversion of the cattle grid. Maybe not. Shit. Looks like we're going to be on the dirt for a little bit, even though the road looks finished, but well, time to do some rough stuff. Well, that worked out to be about a 5k detour around the new section of road they're building. Unfortunately, now we're back on the main road and she's dirt. That's as far as the tars come. So about 50 k's out of Ivanhoe, we go back to dirt, and it's probably going to be like this for 100 k's now. So let's see how well those seals in the canopy hold up to this red dust. About halfway between Ivanhoe and Wilcannia, right in another one of those dirt sections, you come to Manara Hills. As you can see here, the loop track that goes to the top to Jack's Lookout. This escarpment protrudes from the flat outback soil, and a spectacular place to visit. Tar! Oh, thank God! That was so bad. Not so much corrugated, but I was only getting about 60, 70k an hour out of that, so oh, thank God for that. 105 k's to Wilcannia. The last 40 of it's been dirt. Hopefully that's it. I got rounded up by a convoy of 4-wheel drives when I was taking that drone footage of the hill, so I need to make up some time now and get this taste of dust out of my mouth. I'm just going to stop talking because after 15 k's we're back on the dirt and back to this rough stuff. So back in the roadworks again. Looks like we're going to get another sealed section of road here in a minute. Just had a new white 200 series Land Cruiser come flying past. I've seen him coming for a while, so I knew he was back there. And driving on these dirt roads, I've been mainly driving to the side with the wheel in the table drain anyway, just because that's the smoothest part of the road, where everyone else has been going up the guts where it's a bit rougher. I'm just trying to gently baby the front end as best I can. I don't want anything to happen out here because we haven't had phone signal since we left Ivanhoe. But I just slowed down, threw an indicator on to let him see that I was slowing down, staying over the side, and he come around, kept on going, and as you can see, he's long gone now. So for what it is though, it's pretty hard packed clay out here anyway. It's not so much corrugations, it's just like this little bit here where there's a bit of clay that's missing or something. It's been picked up on some tyres when it was wet. Even you can see this country just goes to absolute shit when it gets wet. You can see in the table drains a couple of times where people have gone off this hard packed clay when it's been wet and going straight down. They're saying that too, this clay when it gets wet it gets very slippery, and there's been times out here where it's been wet and the only thing stopping you going off the road is the table drain or the grader. The grader mounds either side of the road, and yeah, you can be sliding from one side of the road to the other trying to get grip. It's not a good place to be when it's wet. But, hopefully it's the last section of dirt. I wouldn't mind it so much if it was all dirt. I could stay at a constant speed. I'm sort of averaging about 80-85k on the dirt anyway, so not going much slower, but just, you're going from dirt, get back on the tar, you think beauty, here we go, we can get the speed back up, and then all of a sudden unsealed road ahead and you get back into the red stuff, so it's probably going to affect the travel times a little bit. Should still be in Wilcannia for lunchtime. About 5k's out of Wilcannia now, and trains changed once again. We're nearly in the Darling River and all the floodplains out here, and as you can see the road's built up a good 3 or 4 metres from the floodplains. You can only imagine how much water flows down through here when the Darling River's in flood. And just a man-made, not man-made, it'd be just a big lake all the way through here. But, still running about half an hour in the schedule, which is good. So get into Wilcannia, we'll get some fuel and get something to eat, and we'll push on the White Cliffs. Wilcannia. If you don't know the stories, Google it, you'll find them. Coming into town, I know there's the BP and a United service station in town, and BP was the cheaper price, but coming in there's a board nailed to a tree with just black paint on it saying cheapest fuel BP, which was ominous. Watching too many Hills Have Eyes or Wolf Creek movies to follow up, but went around there and fair enough, the Bowser was out of service, it was getting worked on, so come back around to United, only fuel shop in town on the side of the Barrier Highway, west to Broken Hill and Adelaide, and east to Dubbo and Sydney, so she's a busy one, and there's probably about 15 cars lined up for fuel. So I've probably lost about half an hour in Wilcannia, but what is it now? It's just gone 12 o'clock. They reckon White Cliffs is only about an hour up the road, so I'm going to push on and have lunch when I get up to there. I'm not hungry yet. Just pulled over near the public toilets here. These poor little old ladies have went in to go toilet, and all I can hear is it's disgusting. So probably a good thing not going to the toilet here. But yeah, Wilcannia. $1.47. That's what it was advertised on the fuel check during the week. So I knew what it was going to be. Only 50 litres, 54 litres used instead of 61, I think. So I'm still averaging at 13 or 13.9 in this, but I think the that last 20 k's when I got to the Barrier Highway, I come up and I was sitting on 100 then, just because it's a bit more traffic, didn't want to hold people up. So probably use a little bit more there with the wind, but less enough. I push a bit harder, it's still going to do that 13.9, 14 litre mark. So yeah, so I'm going to get out of town because I feel like a pretty little white girl in a blouse and high heels, and yeah, she's the Wild West alright. So can get out of here as quick as I can and get up to White Cliffs. About 10 k's out of White Cliffs now, and the train's changed completely again. We're back to that open, fairly flat ground. There's some small hills here and there, but for the most part it's got a lot more rocky. There's some taller hills over there, some escarpments, but not a lot. But yeah, definitely the ground's a lot rockier. Not as sandy, so I'd hate to lay down on the swag and spend the night on it, but yeah, a few destroyed cars too. Remember, you're driving through people's properties here, and a couple of black cows and a couple of destroyed cars where they've come together at night time. So I'll keep trucking up here, and it must be nearly time for some lunch. Here we are, made it to the town, only 200 people live here, of White Cliffs. Not what I was expecting. Seen some bigger hills on the way and thought all the homes would be nestled in amongst them, but no. There's that big rock outcrop over there, and another one over there, and all the houses are dotted in between, and of course underground. But that's weird. Coming up, I noticed the ground looks real purple. Just a type of ore that's on the ground here, I suppose, on the rocks. But it's weird. They've got a sheen on it. It's almost like someone spilt diesel all over the place. Just that oily sheen on the rocks. So I'll bag a couple of these, and yeah, I'm starting to get hungry. Rightio, if you watch season 1, you know this dance we're going to do a wrap. Exactly the same as the salad rolls we've done in season 1, but here we're going to do a wrap instead. So got some deli ham for this one. I brought far too much of it, so I'm going to make it pretty thick here. Fridge. Alright. Again, the old 4-decker Sistema container. Layering up with the tomato. Fly tube. Some cucumber. Beetroot. I've got grated carrot in there, but I'm not going to worry about it for this one. Some onion. Love the red onion, plenty of that on there. Something quick and easy to do on the side of the road while we're travelling around. Some lettuce. Heaps of lettuce on there. One problem with travelling, and I've done it today, sat in there and spent most of the day just gnawing on a packet of chips, and yeah, it fills you up at the time, but it's not the best to be doing. What's that? Top. Some Nando's peri-peri dressing. Yeah, just eating junk. Eating junk while you're on the road, and it catches up with you in the end. That you can't see because that's all in the way. That's him wrapped up. 10 minutes tops on the side of the road, and you're good to go without losing all of your hand. Brushing off the fingers. This next section is probably the biggest worry I had on the whole trip. 200 odd k's getting across to the Silver City Highway, across the dirt, so I planned for 3.5 hours. It'll get me into Tibooburra by about 5:30. We're going to see how that goes. If I can't get there, it doesn't matter, but that's the goal, or the point to aim to for the end of the day. So I'm going to finish this. Might throw the drone up for 5 minutes and head on to Tibooburra. I just had to pull over, still on the Tibooburra Road. When I hit some of the corrugations, I was hearing metal on metal rattling, which was concerning. Done a bit of a walk around the ute, and exhaust clamp for the fawning I'd hadn't fitted on the front because of the sheet of tin on the front here, and I must have left it sitting up there, so now it's done 900 k's, 800 k's up there, and same when I got to the corrugations it started rattling away, so it's pretty barren out here. I'm glad that's not a major problem. We'll get going on the corrugations again and see if rattles start, but I was banging and you could hear it up there, so I'm hoping that's it. But we seem to be getting closer. There's a big mountain range over here. Probably would spend less time on this road if it was straight. I don't know why we're snaking all over the countryside. Should have just been a dead straight road. Try saving 50 k's, but the big mountain range over here has always been where the road seems to be going. So we'll get over a bit closer and see what it is. Because as you can see, there's nothing else in the area. It's just all flat. More dips, more grids, more floodways. That's where we're going. You know, imagine back in the 1800s and earlier, the expeditions and explorers that come up through this area. Your Burke and Wills, your Russell Coit, your Malcolm Douglas, and of course the Bush Tucker Man. All just wandering through these areas in different modes of transport. Just barren. I've been travelling for 150 k's now. I haven't come across another car. Haven't seen a single kangaroo. No sign of wildlife. No dead ones on the road. No big wedge-tailed eagles feeding on dead ones on the road. Just nothing. Yeah, dotted along here, and we're coming up on a second one now. It's just another farmhouse. There's been plenty of ruins along the way where old farmhouses have been, whether they just walked up and got off the land or what happened there. But there's still some places here, civilization. So, well, it makes me wonder how out here in the middle of the desert you get a yacht. Back at White Cliffs at the main intersection, there's a yacht parked on the side of the road with its mast up. Yeah, down south you might have one, you might move somewhere and have it with your from the move, but to buy something like that, you're thousands of kilometres from the cities and everything else. You've got to buy it and tow it out here for some reason when there's no bloody water, especially no water that you can put a bloody 24-foot yacht in. So just boggles the mind sometimes, but we're slowly getting across the Tibooburra Road here. Most of it's pretty good actually. Nice sort of sandy stone stuff. As you can see now, we're doing 85 k an hour and it's not rattling. No bad bumps. It's just really the dips and the floodplains, if they haven't been tarred already. They've bit of a steep descent and then climb out the other side. So you definitely got to slow down from then. All the cattle grids have been good too. I've sort of slowed off, backed off a little bit, but they've all been good. Recessed grids, they're not too high. One YouTube video I watched, some backpackers in a camper van coming across here weren't concentrating, reckon they got airborne on something, but I haven't found that yet. I don't know what you get airborne on out here. Even if you had a cattle grid at 100 and 120, you probably still would get airborne. But yeah, just keep on moseying along. We're gonna stop for a pee break soon again. I haven't even looked in the back of the canopy yet, and I've just got a sneaky suspicion there's going to be red dust in there everywhere. I know the back door doesn't seal the best. I was going to open the vent here and try and get a bit of air in to pressurise it, but I don't know if that's a good idea either. So I've got some big garbage bags there. I probably should have garbage bagged my sleeping bag and my pillows, but that'll be a lesson for tomorrow if they're covered in dust. Yeah, so I just stopped for a quick tinkle and to get a little coke out. yeah, a little bit of dust in the back. Not a great deal, but enough to notice. So have to work out. Oh, we're back on the tar. Look out. There's a Hills hoist with tools hanging off it. Might need some spare tools. Well, there's a caravan coming ahead of him. Coming out on the Silver City Highway, 110k south to Tibooburra, right at the Royal Flying Doctors emergency airstrip that's actually on the highway. We'll stop on the way home and take some photos, but they pretty much commandeer a couple of k long stretch of highway as an airstrip, just in case they have to fly patients into here, and then they'll get on the ambulance to go to Broken Hill. So, or vice versa, get on the ambulance to here and then get on the plane and head for Melbourne or Sydney. So something a bit different, but this feels weird being back on the tar. This caravan's going to fucking round me up. I may have made a mistake by pulling out in front of him. Here's two. I made a mistake. Finally found a caravan that's not going to sit on 80k now. I might slow down and let him around, although he's got convoy cars behind him, so he's obviously a slow ass. So that was yep, so it's a brand new caravan, brand new Ranger, followed by another Ranger with a motorbike trailer on and a couple of what do you call it? What did it go? 200 series for the win. A couple more KTM, or adventure bikes, I suppose you call them, tourers. I dare say they're off to the Fink. Fink might not even be this time of year, I don't know, but you can go for a Tibooburra at Cameron's Corner and across Strizlecki, modified 200, twin cab, 3 more bikes on a trailer. If they're not going to the race out there, I think they're going out there for an explore anyway, so that's right. That girl got past, backed it off to 94, so I'll tick along here nicely. Fuel prices, 2 servos as corner country store and TJ's Roadhouse up here in Tibooburra. One's $1.47, the other one's $1.50, so we'll just wait and see what happens when we get there. What fuel we get. I was only going to put 20 litres or something in to get back to Broken Hill, but before I can't be able to look, and diesel's $1.47 in Broken Hill anyway, so wherever I fill up here, I've still got to get fuel in Broken Hill anyway, because it's going to be too far to get home without it, so we'll get up here and have a look. If I've got to get fuel, I've got to get fuel, but it'll be in the morning when we get back from the corner, so just wait and see too. I know in March, just before the circuit breaker lockdown that in Victoria, I was going to come up here that week, and the weekend before, the Tibooburra pub, the double-storey pub there, actually burnt down in a fire, so I heard from people at work that others that have been up here, it was a good spot to drop in, have a beer, but unfortunately it's gone. I don't doubt during COVID with no tourists they would have rebuilt it anytime soon, especially when there's probably a couple of pubs in town. Big mudflat over there. So yeah, we'll see what happens. There's some white cliffs over there, white hills. Completely different to the rest of the country here. It's all real rocky, heavily rocky, bloody hilly stuff. Up and down, but there's white ones over there. They almost look like bloody mother keeps or something, a mine. I don't think there's a mine up here. There might be. Looks like we're heading that way, sort of. Mountain range behind us. Getting low, sun's getting low. Still due in the Tibooburra about 5 o'clock, just after 5, so that'll be good. I'll see how busy the fuel station is, and don't know if we're going to do a caravan park tonight or if we keep on going just out of town and find somewhere to camp, get a fire going, and have to set the shower up. Last time I hot water in the bush, having a shower, it's nice and simple. Buy the hot water services like these. You get your billy on the fire, heat it up into a bucket, then probably another one of them again just to get it nice and warm and to appropriate bathing temperature. But I've been using this for about 2 years now. It hasn't missed a beat. It's only an eBay special. I think they're about 150 bucks. Water, gas bottle. You are carrying some extra shit with you. I might look at getting one of the under bonnet ones that goes on the engine just for space, because there's nothing worse getting to a caravan park or someone having to pull all this shit out and have it all left out overnight while you're sleeping in the canopy. But they're pretty simple. All you need is pump water into it, on and off switch for the rose, and then you just set your temps on there, off your either water flow or your gas supply. They do need a bit of space at the top, which is why I can't mount in the canopy, although I've seen some people do. Don't know how that goes. During winter it might be right, but during summer it might get a bit hot in there. But basically what I've got here, just got a 30 litre barrel of water from Bunnings. Cost 20 bucks, 25 bucks, whatever they are. I probably wouldn't plumb it again, just because if I'd use the bucket to heat water and don't use it all, you can always just unscrew it and tip it back in. Where here, that pipe would get in the way. But pump, it's 11 litre per minute pump. It doesn't need to be that big. During summer you'll get away with a 4 litre pump, but if you want that a little bit warmer, if you want a little bit cooler, you won't be able to get the flow right because it won't be able to keep up. But pump there, I'm going to put an on-off switch here because there's nothing worse than having to go over there and turn it off or on when you're ready to shower. But yeah, that's about it. I'm not going to set the shower tent up tonight because probably the only one in 100 square kilometres, so yeah, I'm not going to see my lily white ass as the kangaroo. It's still sitting over there. Hey, I can see ya. Come on. Looked away. Just like the puppy dog. But yeah, it can't be any simpler than that. Last trip I done, I had the pig, I had the bucket of water, boil it. Just had one of the little 12 volt. That's a little suction with the hose. Kings have got them for 20 bucks, whatever else. This was an eBay special as well. 10 litre bucket, put 5 litres of hot in, and then just topped it up with the 20 litre water container on the roof of the cruiser, and was able to shower easily. So it's not hard to stay clean, and I can guarantee, doesn't matter how clean you are, these flies will still hang around. It's outback flies, they stick to you whether you're clean or not. So I'm gonna have a shower anyway. There we are, about 30 minutes out of Tibooburra on the Cameron Corner Road. Found a nice little creek here, or stream bed anyway. There's no water in there to camp for the night. Probably about 500 metres off the road. I didn't want to drive too much through this shit because it can stake tyres pretty easy. So I'm going to set up camp now and get the shower set up, have a quick shower, and then I'll get some food on. But I think first up I need to crack a beer because mouth's dry. Been in the saddle for 9 hours today, and yeah, it's just time to sit down and watch the sun go down. I'll keep unpacking some stuff here in a minute, but basically set up. Got a little fire going at the back here, just, for the ambience of camp life. Bit sandy stuff here, so I'll see how this goes getting out in the morning. Might put the hubs in just to get out, but bit soft. This whole area was underwater when that rain come through in March, so it's going to be fun. But bed, I was actually really comfy last night. Glad I went this route over the swag. Fit in there perfectly, nice and warm, and yeah, incorporate that with the diesel heater when it gets a little bit colder, and I think you're going to be on to a winner. But that kangaroo's still over there. No. He's over there. There he is. Hello, Skip. Who was that? Here, Skip. Skippy! Don't go near the road tonight, you won't get run over. So, yeah. Still barren. Left Tibooburra before and thought I'd coming up the hills just outside of town. I thought I might get to a spot here where the hill drops off to the plain and be able to camp up there and watch the sun go down, but so I just kept on going up and then slowly come down again to this low spot. So there must be tracks in there everywhere, because I was seeing camper vans and that sitting up on the side of hills and stuff where you wouldn't expect people to be, and they were. So everyone wants a little bit of privacy, and yeah, so fire's going good. Flies though. Guess it means it's time for a shower. So. As the sun sets on the Australian outback, I'm fed, enjoying a beer, and watching the sun sink below the horizon. Not a bad way to end day 2. 9.5 hours, 740 k's. Time to get some sleep. And next, day 3, where we finally get to the corner. Cameron's corner.